Hey guys, Stitches here, and welcome back to some more Let's Play Pokemon Legends Arceus. Last time we returned after our hiatus to kind of come here and make our battle with the final noble of Hisui. The frenzies have been quelled, and this time we'll be reporting back to Commander Kamado. I also apologized very profusely for my negligence of uploads. I promise going here on out, I will try to be better about it. So, yeah. And I just kind of want to walk through. Never mind, there's wild Pokemon. I just remembered this is a Pokemon game. Anyway, I also talked a lot about my experience with Legends EA near the end of the video, so sorry for anybody who got spoiled by that, but hey, I did say if you don't want spoilers, you should end the video and skip to the next one or click off the video. Well, I actually just said skip to the next one. So there's probably some guy out there who's like, well, I guess I just had to get spoiled. Oh. I don't know if we had that completed before. We earned 10 points. Great. You managed to quell Lord Avalugg. Fantastic stuff as always. I'm sure the commander is eagerly awaiting your report. To the village. I don't actually know if there's anything new for us in the village. Before we do that, though, we're gonna run over here. I want to see if Ingo potentially has any more battles for us to do. If I remember right, Ingo serves more as like a post-game thing, but, you know. Pokemon battles, sadly, are very few and far between in this game. Legends EA does amazing stuff with Pokemon battles. I'm assuming we actually cannot collect crops here. I don't remember what determines that. I think it's based on how much time you spend out in the field. What's our inventory right now? We do have some grit gravels we can use. Also, I do want to say in Legends ZA, gravel does not return. They return, it's a lot more of a regular Pokemon game in the ways of how stats are handled with Pokemon. Just that game is legitimately an action RPG, whereas this one was still like turn-based. Let's upgrade your special attack. When are you gonna evolve that thing? Maybe that's not until the post game, I don't know. We're gonna take request 69. We're gonna 69 Wanda, apparently. Anything down here? No, just this guy. This weirdly reminds me, I actually recently started playing Stardew Valley again. And this time me and Nate did a 2-player save because I had never played the multiplayer before. It's been a lot of fun. We've been using some duping glitches to kind of get stuff done faster. So I've kind of been getting the Cliff Notes version of the game. Anyways, let's go talk to Commander Kamado. Tactical role. Each of the Pokemon nobles became frenzied, and now each of them has been quelled. We still have no explanation for why this calamity befell us, but I'm glad to see it put to an end. To think peace would be restored to Hisui by the hand of our mysterious Riftborn helper. When tomorrow dawns, it will dawn on a world restored to normalcy. At long last, we will be able to return to our normal lives. Go nourish yourself with the wallflower and allow yourself a good long rest. Don't forget, the Survey Corps' work is not over. It does not end until our people can live in here in Hisui, without fearing the Pokemon around us. Thanks for this nice sizable helping of potato mochi, Benny old chum. Oh, and if there's anything else that you'd recommend, by all means, bring it out. Now that Avalugg is quelled, too, we can research all over Hisui. I've certainly had my reservations as to whether Avalugg needed quelling. But if it means bringing calm to everyone, then I suppose we did the right thing. I hate to think what kind of havoc the frenzied nobles could have wreaked if Akari never came to us. Still, even with all the nobles quelled, the rift doesn't seem to be closing, huh? Although, wait, if the rift were to disappear, would that mean Akari'd be stuck here? I guess so. What was that? I saw that. What was that face? Well, our little team is certainly very practiced at investigating things by now. We'll look into the matter and find a solution, I have no doubt. Oh, excuse me. Some Diet Dr. Pepper speaking. I had a Diet Dr. Pepper, like, not too long ago. And even if we won't, you'll always have a home here in Jubilife, Akari. Now then, tomorrow's soon upon us, and it'll be another hard day of work for the Survey Corps. Don't forget what we've got our sights on. Nothing less than a completed Pokédex. Well, we'll see about that, considering it looks like right now I'm not going to be able to get Darkrai, since that requires completed Pokemon, fucking, what am I trying to say? Completed Pokemon Diamond, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl saves. With you around, the Pokedex is as good as complete. Hey, how about I just tag along as your assistant? Assistant? Come now, Rave. Don't sell yourself short. You're a full-fledged member of the Survey Corps, too. Well, sure, I guess I am. In any case, time for a hearty meal and heavy sleep. he does pose a point. What if we can never get back home? Especially since I'm questionably the Gen 4 protagonist. I don't even know how that works, but alright. Bakoom! Of course, the game's not over. You thought the game could be resolved? Oh yeah, I also forgot. Since we bought the Rotom machines, they do just appear here in your house. I don't know if I talked about that. So you'll have to come back to Jubilife to switch Rotom forms. Oh, that's bad. The sky is like herpes or something. This doesn't look good, Akari. Yeah. That looks worse. Oh no, bro is pissed. He's scary, goddamn. I know he's just like a reskin of Professor Rowan. A lot of ways, but damn. Some sort of dreadful energy seems to be pouring from the space-time rift. Now the sky has gone entirely red. I've word from the commander. You're to report to his office at once. The way the sky has changed, it is ominous, very ominous indeed. What's this about, Commander? You did call us here to discuss the quelling of all the nobles, didn't you? That can wait. There's a more pressing concern here that must be addressed. The first strike of that strange lightning, the one that drove Cleavor into a frenzy. It struck the night that Akari fell down from the sky, did it not? It only seems natural to think the two events might be linked in some way. Who or what are you really, Akari? A Survey Corps member? Indeed, you've done all I ordered. That does not answer the question of who you really are. You came from the rift, as did the lightning. You're connected to these frenzies, are you not? Did you think to gain our trust by quelling the frenzies you yourself brought about? And having gained our trust, what then? What is it you're really after here? Hold on, Commander. There's nothing to suggest Kari has wronged us. Exactly. Besides, do you really think she's got the sort of fearsome power it'd take to make all of this happen? I read that in the wrong voice. Let me ask you in turn. Can you prove beyond a doubt that she is free from guilt? This person, the stranger, appeared out of a rift in space-time. Who here can guarantee she is who she says? Who here can guarantee she is to be trusted? But that's... no one can do that. You're asking us to prove a negative. How is anyone supposed to prove the absence of all doubt? Come on, let's be reasonable here. What is Akari supposed to do then? She will be given a chance to investigate this latest disaster, but not as a member of Galaxy Team. She remains a suspect unless she can clear her name. There are those in our village who cannot trust a stranger like you who fell from the sky. So I must ask you to leave. You are no longer welcome in Galaxy Team. Consider yourself banished from the village until you can explain why these calamities keep befalling our good people. No, until you've restored our world to its rightful state and proven your innocence beyond doubt. Is that clear, Silene? Yes, sir. How can you act so heartless? Don't you believe in Akari? Do not attempt to intervene on her behalf. I will do what I must as the commander of Galaxy Expedition Team. But I have not forgotten your deeds, nor the unusual skill you have displayed. That is why I have chosen to let you walk out of here free, rather than clap you in chains. You're to be expelled from the village? Seriously? Orders are orders. Let's go. This way. Yep. I knew about this twist. Can we actually talk to anybody? Can it really be true? You have to physically walk out of here? How can anyone do such a thing? I guess we should have expected this from a stranger from the sky. This is probably one of my favorite twists in this game, is the fact that you get exiled. The whole game kind of... the Mr. Mime in the background. The whole game kind of hints at the fact that maybe the Pearl Clan and Diamond Clan will never fully trust you. But here, the family you've built, your found family, your new home, they betray you. They kick you out because they fairly can't assume that you're not deceitful. We can take it from here, ma'am. Understood. However, the decision was mine to accept the stranger as a member of the Survey Corps. It is only right that I should personally escort her from the village into the Fieldlands camp. I'll come too. As will I, naturally. I'll allow it. Then I'll mark you all down as bound for the Fieldlands camp. Safe travels. This was such an interesting twist when I first read about it. I had never seen footage of this happening. The only footage I've ever seen is of the final boss fight. And it's rather interesting, to say the least. I can't believe the boss would do this. You quelled those nobles' frenzies under his own orders. Quite right. Moreover, even if you did happen to fall from the sky, that hardly gives you the power to turn it red. This is utterly intolerable, and, I might add, absurdly unscientific. As a man of science, I must fight such illogical thinking tooth and nail. You must not. You only cause Akari more pain if you are driven out as well for defending her. However, there are others who might offer help. You've been an aid to both the Diamond Clan and the Pearl Clan. Of course, perhaps Adam and Irida might take you in. Though I'm afraid they've both already returned to their respective settlements. I bet you could at least get started by finding Leon at Grand Tree Arena. Not sure where I'd be if you want the Diamond Clan. Don't die alone out here. That's an order. I will ensure you have all you need to complete the survey the commander has tasked you with. I might offer my advice. In this life, you will meet with both admiration and abuse from others. How others choose to view you is a choice only they can make, and you cannot make it for them. All that truly matters is that you hold firm to your own values. I also really like how this shows that despite Stylene's very stoic nature, she does actually care for you. She was the one who even suggested, as she said earlier, that you even become part of here. Well, while it was initially Laventon who brought you there, she was the person who accepted you in to the Survey Corps. It's her doing. She feels responsible for you in some way. And I even think the don't die order is a really cool thing that I think anybody has said in a Pokemon game. What of the dream I first shared with you on Prelude Beach to complete the Pokedex? That dream simply won't come true without you. From now on, you can still rest here. That's it. I was just joking with you. I was gonna make like a fake out saying you can't like switch your Pokemon or anything. But yeah, we're kind of just fucked. Also, I have a quest marker. What is that for? I don't think it's actually for a quest. I don't recommend doing any side quests at this point. And if you have a save from after you beat the last one, I'd recommend you go there. But even if you try to walk back to the Fieldsland camp, or to Jubilife, it tells you you can't go back. But that's not to say we're helpless. Also, the normal music is replaced by this eerie tune. You also can still fast travel, though. Actually, why did I fast travel here when we can... come down here. You, what in the world did you do? Look at the size of that rift. If lightning starts pouring out from it, all the Pokemon in Hisui could be thrown into a frenzy. The entire clan is in a panic now. I should have known that the only thing that would come from that rift is disaster. I need help. Help? Well, that's not exactly something I can do. Not that I wouldn't like to help you, but it would put Irida in a difficult position. I truly do wish that I could repay you for quelling Cleavor's frenzy as you did. You must know that. But there's nothing I can do for you. Not alone. Warden Mai might be able to help you, though. She's a caring woman, after all. You'll most likely find her at the Warren Bridge. I believe it's a very significant place for her. I'm sure that somewhere in the vastness of Hisui, there is a place for you as well. I also don't think I've ever pointed this, but if you look at Leon's little hood, you can see that it's kind of shaped like Palkia's head, kind of further emphasizing one worships Dialga, one worships Palkia, but they think they are separate entities. Or they don't think they are separate entities, they think they're the same entity. Anyways, we're heading over here to the Warren Bridge. So yeah, this is a very interesting take for a Pokemon game to go, and honestly, it's very unique. No Pokemon game has really had a sense of permanent residence. But, like, imagine if Scarlet and Violet did this, where you're, like, suddenly expelled from school. It just wouldn't hit the same. Here, there's actual danger that is posed by Pokemon. Pokemon attack you in this game, and it's straight up told that there's genuine fear of Pokemon killing you. Of course, it never happens. But even the fact that the edges of the screen get a paint-like effect that eventually turns red the more you die. You know, it's kind of a big deal. Anyway, give me a second. Sorry, I'm just gassy today. It must be that Subway I had. My, what a frightful sky. I don't even remember the voice I gave you, because that was, like, all the way back in, like, episode 6 or some shit. Such a disturbing sight would be enough to put anyone at ill ease. You don't know what brought this about, do you? I'm trying to find out. I suppose it was too much to expect that you could have already had an answer for this. I heard from our leader what happened. You can't return to that village of yours, can you? But I'm afraid the Diamond Clan cannot be the ones to save you. The Diamond Clan could end up at war with Galaxy Team if things went badly. I think he would regret that as much as anyone. The Great Weirdeer took a liking to you. I want to offer you my support, but forgive me, I cannot help you in this. Do not abandon hope. Time solves all things. Besides, you seem to have a talent for making your own way in the world. I have no doubt that you'll continue to find a path to walk. Kurt. It's a Pokemon, a Shinx. But it's not attacking us. And sometimes we can even find comfort in even the most wild of animals. So perhaps the clan we are looking for is not a clan of people, but one of Pokemon. Or strange events seem to follow you wherever you go, don't they? Found you at last, Akari. I've been looking all over for you, you know. What would I do if I were to lose one of my favorite customers? Don't worry, I've already heard what happened. A good merchant knows the importance of staying abreast of all the late news. Never heard that term, abreast. Seems you're in quite the pinch. No place for you among the Diamond or Pearl clan. To say nothing how poorly the Galaxy team has treated you. But not to worry. There are still corners of the Hisui region where we can stash you away in secret. I know a spot that will be the perfect hideaway. Leave it all up to me. I guess our one friend here is Volo. Here we are. I know, it's no palace. But you know the saying about beggars and choosers. The Ancient Retreat is a new location on the map. It is hidden away here, and You may know this area. You may recognize even the shape of it. And you may even start to recognize characters we're about to meet. Shirking your work to come pester me again, even beneath the bleeding sky. Always a pleasure, Miss Kogita. But I'm afraid that's not... I'm afraid I'm not here today to learn more of Hisui's myths and legends. No mistress, thank you. Just Kogita. And this is... Why, Akari is the woman of the hour. She's the one who quelled the frenzy of all the Pokemon nobles, believe it or not. Ah, the poor wretch you spoke of, lost in time and space. Dear me, lost one. It seems I'll be able to fulfill my duty at long last, thanks to you. Duty? Indeed, I am to guide you, lost one. For the task of preventing great disaster falls to you. The rift in space-time must be mended, lest time and space themselves be thrown out of balance. But come, you may enter my dear hideaway. There's much to be told. The space-time rift is said to be a portal to innumerable other dimensions. In one such realm, far and farther still from ours, dwells Almighty Sinnoh. The Diamond Clans? The expanse from antiquity to eternity, and the expanse to all sides above and below. Time traces the path we tread from here and now into the future, while space yawns all-encompassingly, surrounding us in every direction. You see, don't you? The two together, time and space, comprise all creation, the universe. How can one claim that either is greater than the other, as those two clans do? This is also really interesting because it kind of brings into question how science was portrayed in Pokemon. In real life, like, we kind of came up with the concept of time as a way to measure the changes in space. However, here it's talking about time as a more metaphysical concept. The way I look at it is that time and space are equally elastic with each other. So if you decrease the amount of time, generally, you decrease the amount of space that you can go. That is without changing the speed, which is literally space and the amount of space you go over time. Just kind of an interesting thing to think about. Time and space, though, they're inseparable. Perhaps the truth is clearer to a wanderer such as you, one who has known other ages. Now listen, lost one, here is what you must do. Hisui holds 3 lakes of great importance. Lake Verity, Lake Valor, and Lake Acuity. At each dwells a Pokemon said to embody one aspect of the mind. Complete the trials each will set you, and bear their gifts to the Shrouded Ruins. There you may receive the Red Chain. With it, perhaps you can bind the world together. Bind the world, you say? You mean it won't close the rift? Kindly spare me your doubts, young man. I know the old words, and what they bid us do. How true they are isn't mine to know. And regardless of their truth, I am bound to pass them on. How callous of my ancestors to leave their legends to their children without a thought for the hardship it would cause them. But here we are. You know your duty, and you'll do it, won't you? Of course. There is nobility in knowing what must be done and seeing to it. Oh, sorry, I got a call from God real quick. You can see the location of the lakes marked on your ARC phone. Mistress Kogita's got a lovely workbench here. And if you need materials, I'd be glad to help. I'm always happy to do business with you. What about the pastures? That is a problem, isn't it? What shall we do about that? Is it needed? What was that cry? Have we now a lost Pokemon as well as a lost child? Do you see to it, please? How could I refuse you, ma'am? Off we go, Akari. But we won't, not yet. Volo and Kogita both bear a striking resemblance to Cynthia, the champion of the modern-day Sinnoh region. Cynthia is often regarded as one of the strongest Pokemon champions in history by the player base, due to the fact that they decided to give her an effort and IV trained team, from my understanding. Not only that, but her team was very good even in the generation it came out, using Pokemon that had various special things to them, such as a pseudo-legendary, a Pokemon that didn't have weaknesses due to the current type matchups, a Pokemon that could land critical hits extra hard if it wanted to. And just overall a really powerful team. Not to mention a pretty decently strong Elite Four that supersedes her. This is why Pokemon Platinum is considered one of the hardest games to Nuzlocke, is because the Elite Four is such a run killer. Now, I also want to talk about the relationship between Volo and Kogita, because it's a little debated by the fan base, and I don't think it's ever fully mentioned in game. Volo has some evidence that he might be related to Cynthia, but Kogita has more in terms of lore aspect. One theory that people tend to have, because Volo does not have Kogita's same bound to legend, is that Volo and Kogita might be a couple. I've seen some people opposed to this theory, saying they might be related, but I wouldn't see it completely impossible, especially the fact that she calls, or he calls her mistress, which typically is a term I associate with provocativeness. Also, clothes hangers. Those exist. But it is implied. I was like, where did Kogita go? Kogita's name may come from the word think in Latin, and may be related to the phrase cogito ergo sum, which means I think, therefore I am. I think she's a very interesting character. But her Japanese name is Kogito, not Kogita. It's a one-letter difference, but it does change the name's meaning slightly. So, yeah. Cogito roughly means I think in Latin. However, she does have some other names. Her Spanish name is Metis, which is an ancient Greek word for wisdom. Her French name is Pansea, from penser, thought, and the statement Je pense donc je suis, or cogito ergo sum in French. So it's more of a transliteration. Her Italian name is Noesis, which comes from a phrase that is ancient Greek for intelligence. Korean is just a transcription of her Japanese name. Her Chinese Mandarin name and Cantonese name roughly mean the same thing of cogito ergo sum, but she's constantly tied back to that phrase, I think, therefore I am. I just think that's a very interesting character trait about her. Now, I'll talk a little bit about Volo, but I can't talk too much about his character. But Volo's name means I wish in Latin, and possibly comes from the statement I wish, therefore I am, or volo ergo sum. His French name is Persupio, which means to wish greatly. His Italian name is Ithello, ancient Greek for to wish. His Chinese names roughly mean to hope. And his theme is roughly tied to hope, which I think is interesting how these characters contrast. You can even see Kogita has a bleak look on her face. She has this bleak look, I think, every time you come to visit her, and she's the only character in the game. Additionally, Volo's signature Pokemon is Togepi, a Pokemon that is known to learn Wish when it grows up. Just kind of interesting. But alas, that will be it for this episode of Pokemon Legends Arceus. It's gone on for 45 minutes. But yeah, next time we'll go expect that totally not an Abra outside, as we've found temporary refuge with Volo and Kogita. So thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button. You should also subscribe. hit the bell icon for notifications, leave a comment. Additionally, check out the links in the description. There's links to my Blue Sky and Twitter page, social medias. There's a link to my Twitch page where I occasionally live stream, and a link to my Ko-fi page where I have a membership system set up where for $3 a month you can get access to stuff early and get access to exclusive content. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.